Hi everybody, I hope you're all blessed. I'm on the Lord. Sorry, I'm not 100% awake yet, and I can't do this in landscape for some reason. So I'm gonna have to do it this way. YouTube won't let me show this in the landscape mode, and if you can, I don't know how. Hi Deb, good morning. Okay. Hopefully you can see well and hear me well. Make me a cup, sister. Okay. Let's start off with some daily bread. 1 John 5:14. If we ask anything according to his will, he will hear us. And Psalm 34:10. They that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. Okay, so we're just gonna go through some news, and and before I start, I just wanted to apologize to anyone who has been getting their comments deleted by YouTube. Myself and many other Christian channels are under great attack right now by the enemy, of course, through YouTube, and they are literally deleting messages from my videos. Poor sister Kim Fisher had messaged me, and they deleted it right away before I even got to respond. Like other people, they'll comment and then the comment gets removed. And I just want to apologize. It's not me doing it. It is YouTube doing it. So, okay. And I'm going to continue before the screen shuts off. Okay.
This is your brain when you're in sleep. Nice sleep on a Nectar mattress. This is your brain when you sleep on a regular mattress. One.
Tonight, a nativity scene in Milwaukee is surrounded by fences. Protesters with MKE taco truck advocates say it symbolizes the Holy Family in a detention center. One woman, an undocumented Mexican immigrant who moved here when she was 4, told 12 News her parents self-deported last year because of the political climate. She's now worried about the people affected by deportation raids planned for this weekend.
I want people to know that it's not a real warrant that is coming and being presented to you, but because people don't speak the language, they feel intimidated and then they give themselves up right away.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy, but I have no comment. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll let you iterate on that. I'm not sure what to think of that too much. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. Is this where it was? Okay, sorry, somehow I got on the other page. Okay.
bizarre bird mystery in Milwaukee. Hundreds of dead gulls on the streets of downtown.
The Department of Natural Resources is investigating. Rebecca Clough went out with the DNR to try and figure out what is behind these deaths.
The manager of one Milwaukee business said at first he just saw a couple of dead birds, but by the end of the month, he had seen hundreds on the sidewalks and on the streets just off Galena and MLK Drive.
The gulls are flying tonight in downtown Milwaukee, but that was not the case a few weeks ago when you may have noticed dozens started to show up dead.
They come in, they're laying here, they're laying in the lot, they're laying on the side, they're laying in the grass, so we don't know why, but there's a lot of dead birds.
Anthony Page says his company has tried to clean the ones they could.
It looks really gross. We don't know why they're dying like that, so it's been a mystery.
So a Department of Natural Resources wildlife biologist was called in to investigate. She believes this year the gulls picked a place too close to the busy roads to nap.
I'm just gonna stop it there because they come up with the most ridiculous excuses to these incidents. There was somewhere else where they blamed the traffic for killing the birds, which I highly doubt that. Okay. I thought this was pretty cool.
Hi, honey. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here, sweetie. Hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. Hi, honey. Oh. Hi, honey. Come here.
So yeah, it was a rare white deer. I've never seen nothing like it before. Please comment if you've ever seen anything like it. But I thought it was pretty cool. Hi, Cooper the dog. Oh, hi. What's your real name? Let's see if I can go back without actually. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is a story. Hi, sister. Hi, Faith. They're very, very rare and cannot hunt them. Oh, thank you for sharing that with me. Okay, this next story is it's pretty sad what ended up happening to this, but okay, this is Tent City. This is Milwaukee.
Well, today we found another sign of just how generous Milwaukee is. The grill's staying busy cooking burgers and brats for the homeless living at what's been called Tent City at 6th and Clybourne downtown. Anthony Gonzalez organized and paid for it all. He drives past this area every day on his way to his auto garage, which inspired him to do something good.
Okay, so yeah, there's been people visiting this tent city and helping these people, and come to find out that the city actually is now evicting all these people, and they're making them leave this area. It's just really sad because all these people are homeless and now they're not going to have anywhere to go. And this was supposed to be an encouraging story, but yeah, it turned. And then they're like trying to like force them into like these shelters and stuff. and it's just sad. But it's, it's all around the world. Homelessness is a big issue. So I just wanted to bring that up. And let's see.
The 2018 CG Ipsos Global Survey on Internet Security and Trust reveals that a majority of users are more concerned about their online privacy compared to a year ago. When we look at areas of Internet users, the online activity of cybercriminals ranks the highest, followed by other factors, such as their own governments. Global Internet users are also experiencing a high level of distrust of social media platforms, search engines, and e-commerce platforms. With a majority of users feeling that social media has too much power, users also admit that social media influences their political views, and about 1/3 feel that it makes their life worse. Many around the globe are changing their behaviors online, a trend with economic and societal implications. Overall, people are choosing to make fewer online purchases, close social media accounts, and in some cases, use the internet less often. If the internet is to be a positive tool for humanity, users need to feel safe online, trust that the internet is properly regulated, and feel confident.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it right there. You are exactly right, Deb. This is another one of those CG videos. And it's funny how they say most people think that we have too much power on the internet. And so it's just something to wonder about, what are they really feeling threatened by? And I believe that's truthers.
That it is reliable. This is why CG and Ipsos, in partnership with the Internet Society and the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, conducted a survey of Internet users from around the world to better understand how they feel about this vitally important tool. This survey covers 5 key areas: online privacy and trust, online influencers, e-commerce, the Internet of Things, and new technologies. To explore the full survey results, visit cigionline.org.
Oops. This is, oh man, I wish I would have wrote down who sent this to me, but I had a subscriber send this to me. I'm so sorry, I don't remember who it was. It was a while back, but I thought it was really interesting. Oh no, this isn't. Oh, this is another CG
How does
video.
transparency play a role in a major international environmental agreement? Well, the Paris Agreement, agreed at COP21, includes an important provision requiring all parties to produce a climate action plan. Another provision requires parties to report on greenhouse gas emissions and progress in achieving those climate plans under the Enhanced Transparency Framework. Because greenhouse gas emissions, which include carbon dioxide and methane, are driving forces of climate change, it is important to know the sources of such emissions and their quantities. This is crucial.
AKA chemical cloud factories. I told you this is like a lot like where those chemical clouds come from. I still gotta find out the name of the factory over here, but yeah, okay.
Properly assessing the magnitude of the problem and identifying the solutions. CG's work through policy briefs, papers, workshops, and videos seeks to contribute to solutions to the climate change issue, such as the quality of greenhouse gas emissions data. Such data often contain inaccuracies. To what extent can new technologies improve the quality of such data? The involvement of civil society and the private sector in collecting and providing additional data Would such data be acceptable to the parties? And what are the legal risks of providing data from outside external sources? And the obligation for financial reporting by developed country parties. There has been concern that developed countries have not lived up to their promises of financial assistance.
The increasing number of the weather-related catastrophes, you can see that the insurance are paying a lot more money to people who have lost their houses or assets as a result of climate change. There are studies that show that
they're gonna keep calling it climate change, global warming, blah blah blah. What it really is, Jesus is coming back, and they're gonna keep blaming it on supposed climate change, which I don't even know what that is, but the climate's changing. It's the days of Noah, it's the days of Sodom. We are seeing sin rise and the craziness rise, and it's just signs, it's perilous times that Jesus is coming back.
Almost $43 trillion of assets and investment could be basically wiped off as a result of climate change related risks. It's very important that businesses start planning for climate change. Unlike what people assume most of the times, climate change isn't something far off in the future. It's a real threat that can affect businesses and investments in the long run.
Climate change and the process of global warming could become one of the biggest risks to economic stability around the world, according to the Governor of the Bank of England. Mark Carney, speaking in London tonight, warned that the time to act was finite and shrinking.
The combination of the weight of scientific evidence and the weakness of the financial system suggest that in the fullness of time, climate change will threaten financial resilience and longer-term prosperity.
So basically, they're just admitting the world is in big trouble, and it's because they need to turn to Jesus in these last days. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. Still a lot to cover here. Oh, okay. This is what I think it is. Sorry, it's buffering. My other computer caught a virus, so I'm just working with what I got here. Okay, it's loading. Oh, I'm sure you guys have heard of this. This is not what I thought it is. How Trump referred to himself as the King of Israel. Oh, this is what I want to show you right here, this picture. Okay, so as I said before, this is exactly what they are doing. They're using Donald Trump to mock Christians. So he's claiming to be a Christian when he's truly not a Christian, but yet they keep referring to him as a Christian so that they can mock and scoff, and it's just utterly ridiculous, and just it's gonna bring Jesus back with fire and fury. Like, this is, look at this. It says chosen one, quote unquote, Trump eats a king of Israel. So it's just more mockery, blasphemy. They're going to continue to do this when he clearly isn't even a Christian, but they're going to continue the mockery. I'm just gonna clear this up. Okay, it looks a little better. Hi, Matthew H.
They search millions of homes to find your perfect beach house, where you all find your own rooms and some quality time to find out about each other. From beach houses to cabins to condos, find vacation homes that match you with Verbo.
This is the shuttle's fuel tank. It may only be 130 miles to space, but to cover that distance, the engines will use 500,000 gallons of fuel, and that works out at 2 feet a gallon. Despite the cost, however, NASA does need to test these engines once in a while. So they built this place in the wetlands of Mississippi.
Oh, this is the one the subscriber sent me. And I forgot who it was, but I'm so
The first thing they installed was a huge loudspeaker, through which they played white noise to simulate the sound of a rocket. They then sent a number of trucks in different directions out into the wilderness, and the drivers were ordered to stop when the noise levels became acceptable. This gave them an imaginary boundary line, and anyone living on the inside of it was offered a simple choice. Stay and you'll never hear another television program as long as you live, or take the NASA shilling and get out. No one stayed, and NASA ended up with exactly what it wanted. 125,000 acres of nothing.
That's a lot of land. Just to test their rockets. Like, so many people could be housed there. Like, oh, just communities.
They even had to move 5 cemeteries, because the noise they were planning on making would wake the dead. Don't worry if you can't hear what I'm saying. I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And as it turns out, the cleanest. Now, the most amazing thing is that that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain.
So yeah, basically all this implies the fact that weather modification is very possible, creating the clouds and rain and stuff. And I didn't think it was possible before. I was one of the skeptics, just like many of you, but now I do believe in weather modification. And it's not that they can control everything, but they are messing with it. Okay. This is pretty sad. Just all about all the violence going on in my city. Told you I live in the 6th worst city in the United States, and so there's a lot of violence here.
It smells really good, yeah. Really sexy.
Whoa.
It smells really good. I would use it
Sorry about this ad.
if a guy smelled like that too, I'd be like, if my
Oh
man
my
was wearing this,
gosh.
I would be all over him.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Last day's commercials. Skip ad. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Their day today trying to stop violence on Milwaukee's streets. Fox 6's Derek Williams shares why that message is so close to their hearts.
Stories of loss.
He never got to see his daughter born.
An expression of pain.
Protect your kid.
These mourning mothers don't want any more parents to feel their hurt. Pain.
Protect your kid.
These mourning mothers don't want any more parents to feel their hurt.
We calling out all mothers on today.
Gathered in front of the COA Youth and Family Center near the very spot where Juanita Tate Jackson was killed in a drive-by shooting.
There's really a lot of deaths happening in this community.
Pleading that enough is enough.
Stop the violence. Stop the crime.
The rally spilled into the streets as mothers who have lost children to gun violence,
Burn it down.
alongside many other community members and supporters,
This is freezing.
marched with a message of violence prevention.
You can't tackle something if you don't talk about it.
We're calling for moms who have kids in this community that don't know where their kids is after 5 o'clock. We're calling moms who don't have a clue who their kids are hanging with. We want to hold everybody in our community accountable for fixing this.
The call to action is targeting trouble.
I don't know why it's buffering so much, but so basically there's been a lot of like protests and gatherings in Milwaukee, because there's been so many shootings, and it's real. This isn't like, yeah, I know they use this stuff for the gun propaganda and they're gonna push it, but at the same time, this stuff is really happening. Like, people are dying out here every day over senseless violence. One of my cousins recently, just senseless violence, and the Bible says how brother will be against brother, mother against daughter, and this is the enemy's tactic to destroy people's lives and destroy their faith. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, the rulers, the evil rulers. It's a spiritual battle, and we have to stop fighting each other. We have to love one another no matter what, forgive no matter what, because the enemy knows exactly what he can do to get you to have hatred in your heart, and we shouldn't have hatred in our heart for one another, because it's a spiritual battle, and it's not a physical battle with these people. And that's what people don't understand. They're getting into road rage incidents, just really petty stuff, robberies, for the love of money. The love of money is the root of evil. And yeah, so just wanted to mention that. If you're personally going through a spiritual battle, just remember that Jesus went through the same thing. Jesus was hated, so we will be hated. And we still have to just love. Don't let people offend you. We shouldn't fear man. We should only fear God. Oh, okay.
Justice comes in all shapes.
Oh, husband just got home. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
All right. This is a story of this little baby girl that went missing, and what's crazy is right before this news story came out, the Lord gave me a vision of, there was a parent with the baby, and the baby was small, and the mother did not know what to do with the baby. Like, Like, she didn't know how to take care of it. And that's what God was showing me. And then next thing you know, this news story came out. And that happens a lot. I'll have a vision. Next thing you know, I'll see it in the news.
Sizes inside a church in Milwaukee. Justice is clouded in confusion.
We honestly don't know the full details of what happened. Never will.
About how 2-month-old Jalissa Adams Fryson died, why her parents apparently dumped her body in a field prompting a massive search, and why investigators believe they lied to cover their tracks. What is clear is the love for this little girl. I like you, baby. Her father's family holding a Saturday night memorial, writing a message for eternity. Come on, guys. To be sent to the heavens.
Amen. Amen.
Papa,
take care, baby.
it's okay to go home to the Lord. It's safer there now.
Justice found even harder when your own brother, son, and cousin is in jail facing charges.
I hope you see this. I hope you guys see how you guys affected our family. This is to the mother and the father. I hope you guys see how you affected our family.
Both parents are scheduled to make...
Yeah, it's been a lot of, incidents with babies and children, and, it's hard to see, but, it's just, like I said, more proof we're in the last days. We're seeing perilous times, and, if there's any parents out there hearing this, and you're either expecting a baby, your first baby, or you have a baby and you're having a difficult time, there is help out there. It's not easy having a baby, but there are resources online, and they can help you. And just pray, to the Lord also to help you, and He will. And just know that there's help out there, and you don't have to give up on having baby. Make me nervous. Oh my gosh, my husband's here now, so I'm like super nervous. I get nervous around him still, but yeah, yeah, I'm gonna continue on. Oh, and whose channel is this? Nick Thomas. So a lot of crazy stuff going on in this guy. I think I got a few more videos. Ah! Oh yeah, this story was pretty cool. Archaeologists discovered origins of David and Goliath battle in the Holy Land. So I'm gonna let this play. I think it's a video. Oh. Okay. Doesn't want to play for me. I don't know why this isn't playing. Alright, I'm just gonna... Maybe I'll just link that for you and you can check it out. Yeah, there's actually been a lot of like archaeologist discoveries, like I think it was the city of David. A lot of things have been being dug up in Israel in the Holy Lands. Here was another one. The word Hebrews was recently discovered on an ancient Moabite altar unearthed by archaeologists in Jordan. And this was located at the biblical altar in Jordan. And that's it right there. Okay, we're almost through this page. I didn't realize how much this was. Okay. Another one. Archaeologists may have found a mosque where Jesus appeared after the crucifixion. And this is it right here. And I'm gonna link this one also if you want to read through it. Just because of time purposes, I don't want this to be too long. It's just more proof, you know, everything in the Bible is real. These aren't fairy tales written, you know, this is history. Hurricane Dorian, if you haven't heard, crazy stuff going on in the Bahamas. It's completely obliterated by a hurricane. And many people lost their lives. And I believe these are like the woes of judgment, how God, you know, he's gonna send these disasters to bring people to repentance. And if they don't repent, you know, they're gonna keep suffering. This is just a picture here, some of the aftermath. Okay. Again, Hurricane Dorian. Okay, this video is not playing either. Let's see if I can improve that somehow. Just continue. Oh, this is pretty crazy here.
County Jail has installed 2 new body scanners this year to prevent inmates from smuggling contraband inside.
Yeah, the goal to keep inmates and jail staff safer. Christina Van Zels joins us with why the sheriff says this security system is... Yeah, the goal to keep inmates and jail staff safer. Christina Van Zels joins us with why the sheriff says this security system has already been successful.
Well, the non-intrusive scanners have been in full effect since February of this year, something the sheriff says he's proud of. In fact, the scanners have already stopped drugs from getting inside the jail.
This is a life-saving device, the way I see it.
A simple body scanner is making a serious impact at the Racine County Jail.
We're not getting nearly as many drugs.
Racine County Sheriff Christopher Schmeling says after an inmate almost overdosed on heroin that somebody smuggled into the jail, he wanted to make the facility more secure for both inmates and staff. So he introduced these through-body scanners.
And then right here's the handcuff key that he has hidden in the sock as well.
The systems used in the intake and Huber sections of the jail are a low-dosage, full-body scan, revealing hidden items like weapons or drugs.
It's been an extreme deterrent. We have noticed that...
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was strange. The jail system, I think, is a complete failure, but they're doing these body scans now on people. I think it's a lot of invasion of privacy too. But I mean, when you're in prison, you have no rights at all. Like, it's very horrible. Okay. A lot of flooding on these next few videos. It's a lot of flooding. Milwaukee, actually made a list. I'm just gonna go over that real quick. It's right here. Franklin. Oh, sorry. Floods reported in Franklin, Milwaukee, Texas, Florida, South Korea. Landslides in South Korea, Patina, India, Arizona, Bahamas, Taiwan. There was a bridge collapse in Taiwan due to flooding. Spain, Portugal, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Chicago, and then last but not least, Typhoon Japan. Typhoon Hagibis, which I'm gonna get back to that because that reminded me a lot of the vision I had recently. Yeah, these are some of the videos.
A Volkswagen Beetle found itself in deep water off 38th Street in Kenosha County Thursday morning.
And Volkswagen was pretty much underwater, as you see from your video.
This 12 News exclusive video shows a Summers firefighter in nearly waist-high moving water trying to connect the car to a tow truck.
The gentleman said that he pulled over to the side for other emergency vehicles going to another accident, had hit high water and spun off into the ditch.
The driver was able to get out safely, but as the sun came up, you could see just how much water he hit. The entire...
Going here. More flooding.
When the rain falls like it did this...
Oh, and I just wanted to mention my mom had a vision a few months ago that Milwaukee was going to start seeing a lot of flooding. And Franklin, this is very close to
their
Milwaukee.
neighbor can be. The only visitor we found at this park was simply finding its way back home. And forget playing games here unless it's water polo. Warning signs are posted for a reason, a reminder for what not to do. But sure enough, there's always someone willing to show us. That someone is this guy, who at first was right to stop at the standing water, but his alternative, not the smartest choice. With the camera rolling, he still decided to go around the water and through the park, leaving a trail of tracks soiled with disbelief. And he's not done without giving in to one last temptation.
Gotta be safe out there, Derek.
So yeah, a lot of these people are like still driving into these floodwaters, and they either get stuck or they, something happens. It's just not smart to do that. Um, and this is only going to increase because we are in the days of Noah. And what is this? Okay, shade.
So it is Friday the 13th, September 13th. Black crack in front of the moon. And, of course, chemical trails. Not really chemicals. I know that chemtrails are metals.
Oh, right there. Okay, let's get that.
Look how sick. It was clear, the sky, and now we're under it.
Okay, this woman's channel, she mentions a lot about the chemtrails and the fact that something is not right with the moon, because when she's filmed the moon, it's literally turned into different objects. I forgot her exact channel name. Oh, I think it's taking me now. Yeah. Oh, this is Psalm 27 channel. Like I said, this is another sky watcher. So many people are noticing something's definitely not right with the sky.
All kinds of junk. The sky tonight. Of course, they do not want the temperature to go down as much as it went down on, let's say, 9/11. Putting all this crap into the sky. The sun today, they made it look like this moon, didn't they? It does say in Isaiah that in the last days, just before the day of the Lord, the day the Lord Jesus Christ returns in wrath, that the sun will shine like the moon. Now they've made a big X here. I'm sure that they're just gonna slump.
Okay, did y'all hear what she said? This is exactly what I've been saying.
Sun will shine like the moon. Now they've made a big X here. I'm sure that they're just gonna slime out the sky tonight. I mean, it is kind of cool right now. It would be much cooler, but
Yeah, she said how in the Bible it says how the sun and the moon are gonna shine 7 times brighter, just like I showed you in those videos about sunlight. So it's artificial. Oh. Oh. This story is pretty strange.
Thunderstorms causing major flooding across southeastern Wisconsin. Madeline Anderson traveled across our viewing area to find the places hardest hit. She joins us live now in Franklin with more on people that have been affected there.
Yeah, despite this sunny, breezy day we had, many of the properties still look like this one. this sunny, breezy day we had, many of the properties still look like this one underwater, really limiting people's ability to be able to come and go from their homes today. And all they can do is continue to sit and wait for this water to recede. People living along the White River in Walworth County woke up Friday morning to a pond instead running through their backyards.
It makes quite a mess because everything that's in the river, upriver, ends up in our lawn.
Several inches of rain over the past 4 days caused the river to overflow, taking with it Aaron Collins' trailer, now stuck in the culvert.
We had it over on the other side of those bushes and trees. Thought it was pretty okay. Stainless steel, heavy metal. And next thing we know, I heard a
East and Kenosha County waterfront properties on Lily Lake are now surrounded on all sides by at least half a foot of standing water.
Last night was insane, just really torrential.
Bridget McCarthy is visiting from out of town to help her elderly mother dry out.
Our garage is under a lot of water, but fortunately, since we've had this in previous years, we were prepared for it. So we had electrical items are up, but you can never really prepare for a calamity of this nature.
Even places far north as Milwaukee County got pounded.
Usually we have flooding, but it's never gone up this close to the house and never been this much of a problem.
Unable to walk to the bus or move the cars out of the driveway.
Is your butt wet? Oh no, we're going off-roading.
Kate Gray and her family took the day off from work and school to make the most of their soggy situation.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go swimming. So I blew up a floaty and floated around my front yard this morning.
And in case you're wondering, Kate says the water was very cold, a little cleaner water though in her driveway than that marshy stuff on the edge of the road. And she is certainly going to have to channel that positive energy toward the inside of her house.
So yeah, I've seen it all. Floaties, people in boats. Just carefree, not a worry in the world, it's fine. Yeah. Okay, I don't know where the sound is, but this was a fire sparked by lightning. And that was the damage it did. Okay, another video, it's not working very well. A lot of times they do it on purpose too. I don't want these videos to be copied. Oh, and this is another video of how bad it's been in the Bahamas. People eating out of dumpsters because there's no food.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are at crossroads. People are going through the dumpsters to find food to eat. They say that we have stuff coming in. We have not yet seen anything, but people are going through their garbage looking for food. So this is what's going on in Freeport.
Again with the road rage I've been talking about. It was another shooting.
Well, news has learned apparently the suspect was upset with how the other person was driving and opened fire right here near 10th and Wind Lake, and we're right in front of the Hayes Bilingual School. Now, this all happened around midnight.
here near 10th and Wynn Lake, but it was actually near 4th and Mitchell. 12 News was there as officers closely examined a bullet hole in the driver's side door of this SUV. 12 News has learned the victim, a 38-year-old man, was shot in the leg. Neighbors heard about 5 gunshots and say they're getting fed up with the violence.
Every night you hear them, no matter if it's in front of the house or if it's right down the street. There doesn't go a night that doesn't go by without hearing gunshots, and I'm talking about winter too. It doesn't end.
And police said.
So yeah, like I said, a lot of gun violence, just violence, period, in Milwaukee. You know, it's not the guns, it's the people and the morals of the people. You know, that's why we have to have Jesus. We have to trust in Jesus as our protection, because it's just really sad when people, you know, fight and then it ends up, you know, in someone dying or being shot or hurt. Okay, wait, I'll get to that next. Which one is this? Oh, another moon video, I believe. This channel, hold on. This is Fliptrum's channel. Shared a video of the 2 moons just to show I'm not the only one who is seeing this. There are other witnesses around the world.
Don't tell a lie, don't be false and untrue. It all comes back to you. Open fire on my burning heart. I've never been lucky in love. My defenses are down. I kiss all the fire. It's hard to
It's hard to see because of all the chemtrails. But that first shot was the most telling. Right there. You can see the moon right there. Okay. This was pretty crazy.
The latest.
All right, it looks like the lockdown just ended. Moments ago, we saw groups of students start to exit the building. The Kenosha County Sheriff's Department is still here on the scene. They had 3 squads when we first arrived. There are 2 remaining. One just pulled away moments ago. So they have a police presence.
Hi, I yearn for his return. Hi, Mom. Lucy is my mom, y'all.
Here, but it does look like the lockdown has been lifted. Again, there was a threat this morning about 9:30 that they discovered inside the school. Not exactly sure, they have not released the exact nature of that threat, but they said that it was found inside the school. It went on to lockdown. Kenosha sheriffs went around and conducted a little search, and it looks like they've lifted the lockdown.
Now let's get some updates when it comes to the world of technology. Now this first article I have here would interest you, right? Okay, now the riches of Silicon Valley have enabled some extravagant and quixotic, but they've got nothing on what oil money can do. A new report from the Wall Street Journal shares some of the proposals for Saudi Arabia's biggest mega project yet, a city built in the desert named Neom. Now, where robots will outnumber humans and hologram teachers will educate genetically enhanced students. The details are stunning. It's a mixture of dystopian fiction, AI surveillance cameras everywhere, and childish imaginings. Now, these are only proposals, of course, dreamt up by American consulting firms like McKinsey and Boston Consulting, who have no incentive to bring Saudi leaders down to earth. But all the same, they give you a flavor of what trillions of dollars of oil wealth will do to your sense of proportion. Some of the highlights of the Neom city include cloud-seeded, dystopian surveillance, genetic engineering, robots everywhere, flying taxis, and a fake moon.
Did you hear that? They want to build this city with a fake moon. And just like I was saying, just like that movie, was it The Truman Show? And it's coming to life now. Let me just rewind that part real quick.
Wealth will do to your sense of proportion. Some of the highlights of the Neom city include cloud-seeded, dystopian surveillance, genetic engineering, robots everywhere, flying taxis, and a fake moon.
Flying taxis.
Those guys are going quite far. Now, moving on from that, Apple has entered into a deal to acquire a majority of Intel's modern business. The deal, which is valued at around $1 billion, includes Intel IP, equipment, leases, and employees, with Apple bringing over 2,200 new roles and bringing its portfolio up to 17,000 wireless technology patents. We've worked with Intel for many years and know this team shares Apple's passion for designing technologies that deliver the world's best experiences for our users. This was from Apple SVP Johnny Sruji. He said in a release that was tied to the news. He further said that Apple is excited to have so many excellent engineers join our growing cellular technologies group and know they'll thrive in Apple's creative and dynamic environment. They, together with our significant acquisition of innovative IP, will help expedite our development on future products and allow Apple to further differentiate moving forward. And then after that, quite big news of an acquisition.
So yeah, I could link that too if you wanna check out the rest of that video. But yeah, just more, they're admitting to being able to fake the moon, have a fake. These videos keep freezing, but this lady was saying right here, digital mobile post, that the moon was flashing like a hologram. And again, I've compared the moon to a hologram before. Also, again, someone else saying the moon is a hologram. Someone else right here talking about the moon has a weird shape and turned red. Hashtag hologram. And like I said, I'm not the only one.
Once again, welcome to Skywatcher Crazy Videos. I'm presenting a video of the red moon giving out a strange shape. But I wanted to show y'all what the moon is looking like before it turned red. And this is it. It was just looking pretty normal. Red. It stays this color basically for the rest of the clip. And again, and also it's really hard to focus to the moon when it's at this distance, and when it's this color. For some reason I can't get a clear shot of it. You know, like the beginning of the video I had a clear nice shot of it. It's just impossible to do. But here it is. It's all red, and take a look at the shape of the bottom of the moon. It's not even perfectly round anymore. And so this is where I started thinking, man, is the moon a hologram, or what is it? I mean, you see right there towards the right and the bottom left, it kind of starts getting, well, that gets even worse. Like, it gets even wavier, you know, and I'm just so amazed by this. I'm like, what the hell is going on here, you know? And I know it ain't no cloud, because that does not look like a cloud in the way right there. And earlier, it definitely was not. You know, it was just nice and round. And that's where I'm trying to focus at this point. You know, trying to see what the heck is that? Why is it doing that? And again, it's extremely hard to focus. You know, the camera loses its focus. I got to try to readjust it.
Yeah, for some reason I can't put it in landscape. So yeah, I'm trying my best to capture everything. And if I can, I don't know how. But yeah, like I said, it's many other witnesses that are saying the moon is, like you said, it's hard to film it. And then once you do film it, you just see a bunch of weird stuff going on. And, you know, it's obvious that cannot be the moon our God put in the sky, because his moon is perfect. It wouldn't do that. And God's moon, in the Bible, it says it gives off its own light, although scientists try to say that the sun gives light to the moon, which is a huge lie. The moon has its own light. Okay. Hi, V. Yes, I know. A lot of the things I talk about on my channel, it's hard to accept when you first start hearing all about it, but it was hard for me too. Like I said, I used to be a skeptic. I used to tell people, the government can't do that. They can't mimic God, but I was wrong. I mean, they can't be God, obviously, but they're putting out these lies to fool the people and to hide the truth of what's This was a nice, encouraging story. I thought I would share. I'm gonna play it. Hopefully it plays. Sure. Oh, what in the world? Oh, these stupid ads. I'm sorry.
Really good, yeah. Really sexy.
No. Oh gosh. Sorry, this is an ad. I'm gonna skip it in a second. Okay.
On Milwaukee.
Milwaukee families, especially this past week. Fox 6's Derek Williams shows you how a group of volunteers is trying to lessen that violence in young people.
With each brush of a broom,
this past week, Fox 6's Derek Williams shows you how a group of volunteers is trying to lessen that violence in young people.
with each brush of a broom, volunteers sweep away unsightly garbage near Benjamin Franklin Elementary School.
To make it look dirtier, trashier. That's why we got people like this out here today cleaning it up to make it look better.
Cleaning the area literally and figuratively.
I want to help the community, and I want to do what's right for Milwaukee.
With children being the majority making up this group,
it affects me a lot.
The Stop the Violence community cleanup is reaching a generation that can help change the future.
I wanted to start with the young people because I feel like we're all somewhat like a tree, and it starts with the seed and then grows outward.
Organizer Skylar Ramsey is also taking the opportunity to mentor the youth.
One of the things we want to get across the community is just to think. A lot of times we act before we think out here, so just trying to preach the message to stop the violence.
On the streets, hoping people can see the positive as they aim to combat the negative.
I hope peace come over here in the community, like everybody get together.
It does start with us, and in order to bring change to the community, we have to know that, once again, it won't happen unless we are doing our part.
Being the example they want others to follow while pleading to residents to keep the neighborhood safe.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool that they're doing that, you know, because there is a lot of violence out here, but there is a lot of people who want to do good, and you know, these are just good examples to share with people. And yes, I can definitely recommend some channels to you. Like I said, there's many of them. So I will do okay, and let's see. Okay, I still have a lot to cover here. So I'm probably gonna, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have a lot more to talk about, so I'm gonna schedule another live stream, hopefully tomorrow morning, or maybe, I don't know exactly when, but I know it will be very soon, because there is much more to talk about. And thank you all. Marsek. Hi, Marsek. I hope I got everybody. Matthew, yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you all for joining me. I'm gonna come back and live stream again because I've already been on here. Wow, really? I've been on here over an hour? Yeah, I've been on here over an hour already. So I'm gonna live stream again tomorrow morning. So please look out for that. Love you all. God bless. And I'll talk to you in the next video.